Welcome. I am Arch Ratliff, a doctoral student at California Intercontinental University. This presentation discusses leadership research and applicability of that research at United Services Automobile Association, or USAA. USAA employs approximately 14,000 employees throughout the United States, headquartered in San Antonio, Texas. The company mainly focuses on automobile and property insurance, with annual sales around $20 million. USAA's top competitors are State Farm, AIG, Citigroup, Allstate, and The Hartford. USAA's leaders include the Chief Executive Officer, Stuart Parker, a board of directors including Chairman of the Board, Lester Lyles, and an executive team that includes the CEO, Chief Operating Officer, Chief Financial Officer, and Chief Risk Officer, as well as other executive vice presidents representing different lines of business. In these roles, the leaders interact with employees via meetings, town halls, company-wide communication, or videos through what is called direct leadership. Alternatively, the leaders also influence the organization indirectly as information, ideas, strategies, and values are cascaded through the company. Introducing programs and training also demonstrates indirect leadership from top executives. The book Leadership in Organizations explains that managers at an organization usually interact with individuals at three levels. The first level contains direct subordinates, indirect subordinates, and other junior employees. The second level covers peers within the organization and external relationships with government officials, clients, suppliers, industry colleagues, and other prominent individuals in the community. The third network level includes the manager's boss, other executives, and lateral superiors with whom the manager interacts. Leader behaviors can differ from role to role and at varying levels of responsibility. The roles selected here, Vice President, Business Product Manager, and Technology Manager, emphasize different behaviors. The example behaviors selected were relations-oriented for the Vice President and task-oriented for both managers. Each role provides a different middle range, specific category, and an observed incident description of the example behavior. While all of the behaviors involve performance, each role exhibits different behaviors, such as consideration by the Vice President, clarifying for the product manager, and monitoring for the technical manager. Learning and development is essential for organizations seeking to create leaders who can adapt to the almost constant changes in the business environment. Gary Uckel has provided a robust list of guidelines for enhancing learning and development within an organization. The guidelines cover recruiting the right individuals, recognition, learning opportunities, strengthening attitudes and adaptability, testing of new ideas, the use of setbacks to learn and grow, knowledge sharing, incorporation of lessons learned, innovation and goal setting, and rewarding desired behaviors. USAA has consistently demonstrated a commitment to learning and development and was recognized in 2013, 2017, and 2018 as a BEST, or Building Talent Enterprise-Wide, strategically driving a talent development culture and delivering results company. Problem solving and decision making can take the form of several approaches. Discussed here are four: autocratic, in which a manager makes a decision without input; consultation, where the manager receives input but makes the decision himself or herself; joint or group decisions, in which the team and manager share in the final decision; and delegation, where the manager bestows authority for the decision on the group within certain parameters. Two examples exemplify the use of the different approaches. Example 1 is most effectively resolved through the use of consultation, as decision quality is important. The members may not share the same goals as the leader, and an autocratic decision would not assure subordinate acceptance. The second example elicits a group approach as decision quality is important, the leader lacks essential information, and the group share the leader's goals. Likewise, decision acceptance is important and not assured by an autocratic decision. In the words of Lester Lyles, the chairman of USAA's board, cooperation, compromise, and communication are key to working through issues and making the best decisions. Using the same three roles from earlier, we can assess the traits, skills, and values most relevant for the different positions. The vice president must exhibit traits that summarize an assertive, high energy, and outgoing nature, develop conceptual skills, and instill the appropriate values and culture for the group. The two managers' traits should be more learning-oriented, with both interpersonal and technical skills needed in varying degrees. Their values should focus on performance and creating a fair environment. To effectively prepare for crises, leaders must prepare early and anticipate issues, develop and socialize warning signs throughout the enterprise, quickly assess the scale and scope of the issue, respond with confidence and assurance, exhibit transparency with team members, and use the opportunity to fix gaps and make changes to avoid similar issues in the future. For USAA, two areas that are of particular concern to the CEO and board involve compliance with regulatory oversight and cybersecurity in an increasingly digital environment. Influence includes the motives and perceptions of followers in relation to actions of the leader and the context in which the activity occurs. Influence can be accomplished using different tactics, from the use of logic to persuade, or the exhibition of pressure on the target audience. These tactics exhibit varying degrees of success and sustainability, with the use of persuasion more effective than pressure or direct exercise of power and authority over an individual. Lester Lyles, chairman of the USAA board, stated that listening and engaging people is a key element in creating buy-in and influencing employee attitudes and perceptions. The development of manager-employee relationships is an element of successful leadership. Followers are responsible for maintaining credibility and trust, taking responsibility for their actions, and remaining true to their values and convictions. Additional guidelines for followers in developing and maintaining a relationship with their manager includes understanding leader expectations, being proactive, keeping the leader informed, and providing accurate information. Additionally, followers can encourage honest feedback, help others make needed changes, provide appropriate recognition, and address concerns with ideas or plans with their leadership. Finally, followers can resist inappropriate influence attempts, coach and counsel leaders in a tactful and professional manner, and use self-management strategies. Different types of groups exist within USAA, including functional operating, cross-functional, self-managed operating, and top executive teams. These groups exhibit different characteristics across the variables: mission and objective autonomy, freedom to identify procedures, internal leader authority, duration of team existence, stability of membership, and functional background diversity. As demonstrated by Table 5, each variable exists with a high, moderate, or low state within the team. Varying challenges in leading the different teams originates from the different characteristics. For example, cross-functional teams create conflict between source team membership and cross-functional team membership, include low coordination and differing objectives and priorities. Similarly, self-managed teams can be difficult to implement, create interpersonal conflict, rely on shared leadership, and lead to misaligned standards and objectives. Executives bear responsibility for external monitoring. Guidelines for monitoring. Executives bear responsibility for external monitoring. Guidelines for monitoring include information gathering, use of multiple sources, understanding client and customer needs, assessing competitor activities and products, and translating environmental information into strategic plans. The questions that USAA leaders should ask in external monitoring relate to the guidelines discussed. They include assessing how current customers relate to the organization, discovering impacts to product development and delivery from suppliers or new technologies, and understanding how demographic, regulatory, or global factors affect the organization. Transformational or inspirational leaders improve commitment and optimism for their teams. Transformational leaders must communicate a clear and enticing vision, describe the path to achieve the vision, present a confident and optimistic demeanor, communicate confidence to followers, use symbolic actions to emphasize key values, and demonstrate the attitudes and values expected of followers. Chairman of the USAA Board, Lester Lyles, highlights the need for an inclusion of ideas and thoughts in order to foster a motivated and committed organization. Creating an ethical environment and workforce requires leaders to set clear standards of conduct, exemplify ethical behavior, provide fair and ethical means for conflict resolution, oppose unethical practices, and implement programs that support ethical behavior. Ethical leadership is measured by assessing influence, interactions with stakeholders, creation of an aligned vision, exhibiting integrity, risk-taking, communication, receptiveness to feedback, and taking responsibility for developing followers. Creating and maintaining a diverse and equal environment requires leaders to encourage tolerance and appreciation, and discourage discrimination and intolerance. Creation of institutionalized monitors and controls is required to create a truly equal environment. Encouraging tolerance and appreciation for diversity requires leaders to help others see the benefits of diversity, understand and respect differences, and recognize those who exhibit these values. Similarly, to discourage intolerance and discrimination, leaders must challenge erroneous beliefs and ideas, speak up against inequality, and take disciplinary action in cases of harassment. Effective leadership development activities include mechanisms for feedback, assessment centers, special assignment opportunities, rotation programs, action learning, mentoring, executive coaching, simulations, personal growth programs, and outdoor challenge programs. USAA exhibits strong leadership development and mentoring programs that follow the previously identified development activities. Thank you for the opportunity to discuss USAA and related leadership research.